Awesome. What's up, pitch grounders? We are live and we're here today on March 29th. It is Holi, where we are right now. So I'm wishing everybody who tunes in today a very happy Holi, and for taking out the time and joining us on today's webinar, because today is going to be super, super colorful. And we've got an incredible tool to show to all you guys, which a lot of you guys have been talking about on the group and the community pages, which is Dashfrugal. And we have with us today Rahul, who is the CEO and co-founder and the head of marketing at Dashfrugal. Hey, Rahul, how are you doing today?
Hey Nigel, doing good, and thank you so much for giving me this such wonderful opportunity.
Absolutely. So, we love launching incredible new tools on the PitchGround community, and everybody is always looking forward to, the new tools that are coming out. So, we're super excited to go into what Dashfrugal is all about. And, from what we've seen and the feedback, it looks absolutely amazing, especially, guys, in a gist, what is Dashfrugal? Basically, in the world that we live in today, the digital world, and especially with product-focused teams or SaaS companies, one of the biggest, most important thing is your customer experience. And what Dashfrugal basically does is it digitalizes your customer onboarding experience and making it super simple and cost effective and efficient, helping you reduce the churn rate and helping you onboard your customers easily with product walkthroughs and other tips and tutorials that help you throughout the entire journey. So it's going to be super awesome. And while we wait for people coming in, Mark is saying happy Holi. That is awesome. What's up, Mark? Happy Holi to all you guys from wherever you guys are tuning in from. Wishing you all a very happy Holi. And let me know where you guys are coming in from. Rahul, where are you right now?
I'm from Kerala. Was actually be there in Bangalore, and I was actually been. I mean, due to COVID, I just came back and working from home. I mean, like remotely, like everywhere.
Okay, awesome, guys. Let me know how many of you guys are from India right now. Let us know in the comments below. How many of you guys are tuning in from New York, from California, from Europe? We'd love to know where you guys are coming in from. I'm currently in Bangalore, so Rahul, maybe we can definitely go meet sometime after
Sure.
the whole COVID situation. That'd be awesome. And yeah, guys. So while we wait for people to tune in, we're gonna show you this incredible film from the production house here at PitchGround. Check it out. Here we go. All right. I love that film. It is one of my favorites, and I think it displays, so accurately what it is that you guys doing here at Dash Frugal, making the process of onboarding super, super, super simple, and it's completely digitalized. So, Rahul, what are your thoughts on that video?
Yeah, exactly. I was, viewed it multiple times. So it's exactly conveying the what we really does actually, and I'm very satisfied on the video which you guys have created because it's clearly conveying what I mean the user, if it is a software or if it is a product that's generally purchased, and end of the day, it just ends up with, it's not using, they're reading the catalogs and reading it, ends up not doing anything. So exactly, yeah, thanks for that wonderful video.
Absolutely. So I'm really curious to know what exactly kind of inspired this idea of kind of digitalizing the onboarding experience. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that thought process or how this idea came about?
Definitely, because there was something actually that motivated us to to get into this ideas to solve a particular problem. So before getting starting with Dashfrugal, I I'm being part of another startup called Arctic Boat, which is actually again into a SaaS product, like a conversational AI driven product, helps enterprises to automate the support kind of. So usually we initially had a lot of users initially. And end of the day, I just found that we are witnessing a user churn rate, and the end of the month. So we are adding users starting of the month, but end of the month we are losing a few. So I just try to, I try to, there are a lot of reasons of, user churn in SaaS. And I try to understand what is causing to my product and what's happening on my product. And I had a research, and I just understood that a product is entirely a tech savvy product, and that, most of the users like are not too, from a technical background and unable to understand the product. And there are some process they need to set up something initially before getting starting with the product. So that what happened is actually people sign up for the account, but they do something, they read something using the manual, using the FAQ kind of, but ends up with doing nothing. They reach up something like a 20-34% of the overall onboarding, and ends up, people usually sign up for a 7 or 14-day free trial, and that ends up with without converting. Usually, I try to understand. I got a reason, and I talked to a few of the SaaS founders as well, and the response was really interesting. This is actually something common in the SaaS, because you get somewhere like a hundred sign up daily, and that ends up with like you may get able to convert 20-22% of the overall user into a paid user. So of course, I've understood a user onboarding is actually being a base factor for that decide whether the user need to stay with the product or whether the user need to churn.
Absolutely. No, I love that. And I think I totally relate, because even as a social media manager, we're always trying out different tools to help us with, social media growth, tracking, metrics, analytics. And I know so many times where I sign up for a free trial to test something new out. And, the process is really complicated. I don't know what the buttons mean. I don't know where to go for what. How do I actually use it? And there might be a few tips that pop up, but it doesn't really give me the entire onboarding experience that I really need. And I do end up leaving that product. And I tend to stick to tools that I've already been using. And I think this also happens a lot because, once you kind of find one or two tools that you really like and you enter this comfort zone, to test out something new without having a proper onboarding experience really does hamper the user experience from getting onto that product or making that shift. So this is where it really comes in. And especially as we move into a world right now that's, completely digitally connected, having these in-app trainings and is starting to become the new norm, especially for user onboarding. So let us go through. We would love for you to kind of take over and tell us everything about Dashfrugal, about who you guys are, your team, and what you guys are doing. So I know you've prepared a little deck for us. So are you ready with that?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. So you can go ahead and share your screen, and I will put that up here, guys. So we are starting a little about us, about Dashfrugal. So if you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments. We'll answer them as we go, and then we're gonna follow this up with a live walkthrough. And as always, guys, we have a special surprise at the end. So stick around till the end, and we're gonna let you guys know about the special surprise. So yeah, Rahul, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Nihal. I think my screen is visible. I just read it.
Yeah, your screen is visible. Rahul?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. You're visible. Your screen is visible.
Cool. So before getting started, as I said earlier, like Dashfrugal, we initially, let's me introduce before getting to the presentation. Myself, Rahul, I'm the CEO and co-founder. We're actually a 7-member team, based on India, Bangalore. And I told you how we get started into Dashfrugal from a SaaS company, like a SaaS product, and how we get started into a second product. So Dashfrugal, The new way to manage user onboarding. A digital in-app product training platform helps build for SaaS business to manage the user onboarding, in-app product training, and support in a single platform, like a centralized platform where you can manage all these activities, like the feature adoption and the entire thing. So before getting to the presentation, I just want to tell you that almost all the softwares are built up with a set of features that include, if you look, if you look into a CRM, that include a lot of features where the user need to adopt in the first few days of their product journey. Then only we can able to convert that particular user into a paid user. So that's actually generally, happen in the SaaS, where the base factor of a successful conversion is adopting, where the users is adopting the software features on the root level. So here are a few talking points which we are discussing on this presentation, like the founding team, why Dashfrugal, and the inspiration behind the product. I already shared why the inspiration behind, and the problem it solves, and who is built for, and the key software features, and finally, what PGs can really look forward, with our platform. So myself, Rahul, VP, I'm the CEO and co-founder, and I manage the marketing, including the demand generation activities. And Mr. Rujin Ramesh is another co-founder, and he heads the technology, including the product side and the technology stacks. So we are a 7-member team, including both of our, founders. So we have another 5 who one guy is actually helping me on the sales side, and also we have other 4 into the technical side. So small team, but a strong team who desire to make a software feature adoption more convenient in the highly growing SaaS industry. So why Dashfrugal? So we know there are a lot of traditional user onboarding methods available, including delivering a one-to-one product training. When suddenly everyone get into remote, a lot of remote user onboarding tools come into play, even like a Zoom calls or whatever, a remote tool. So every sales guys, what they're doing is setting up a one-to-one product demonstration, talking to the users directly. So it's very hard to manage a one-to-one product demonstration because it's consumes a lot of time, it consumes a lot of money setting up a one-to-one product demonstration. So it's not convenient for a SaaS company to manage a multiple user onboarding manually using every day. So, and even there are also multiple traditional user onboarding methods like tooltip navigations or the knowledge based systems that generally creating a lot of uncertainties in the user side, because reading a thing and getting into the presentation or getting into a software, it's very hard, because modern software users need an effective solution to enhance their feature adoption rate. So that's how we we understand that modern potential users require a convenient method, which is actually an effective one that helps them to adopt the software features. So as I said earlier, we had a previous startup which is slightly failed in the market, obviously due to a lack of feature adoption. A lot of software products are there in the market with a lot of require a lot of technical aspects, a technical background to understand the product, and also like people generally talking regarding the feature. Generally, if I develop a product, if I'm going to sell a SaaS product, that generally I talk about software features because I have this feature, I have this feature. That's actually how people every time talks, because software itself made up with a lot of features. And if one of a software user, I'll tell a short example. If I'm one of a software user who sign up for like even my product, and if my software is unable to understand that particular feature in the first day of the product journey, most of the user will not come back. So we think that SaaS marketers think that we got to reach back to the users to make them stick to the platform. But most of the time what happens is first time impression create a lot of importance. And if we are unable to deliver that that user onboarding, if we are unable to deliver that effective user onboarding in the first order of the user, that's create a lot of uncertainty with the user side. So problem it really solves is it simplify the user onboarding activities generally within an application where it's a centralized platform that managing in-app support. If you look into the platform, there are no such solutions that helps an enterprises to manage the user onboarding support. Generally, there are tooltip navigations are available in the market, but generally what the user need to do is user need to start from a point, and that ends up with it's like a journey, it's like a train where the user couldn't stop anywhere to ask if I have some confusion. So nobody is super tech savvy superstars. Everyone needs some assistance sometimes during the user onboarding journey, and we have a solution. I'll demonstrate how this works. We have a solution that helps the software users to get in touch with the customer success team during their onboarding journey. So we help improving the feature adoption rate, and we're reducing the software training and cost and training cost and time. Generally, that's actually one of a hurdle that most of the SaaS companies are facing. A lot of spending a lot of tons of money in the product training, and it's spending a lot of time as well. So who is it for? So we built Dashfrugal for product-driven companies, especially SaaS companies, SaaS business, to manage the user onboarding and product training activities effectively within their application. It's not about going outside their application to deliver the product training, but we want to make sure that the user is adopting, the user is getting the proper training within the application itself. A few key features, and I just so what we have is if you look into traditional software user onboarding, that generally ends up with they talk a lot, they do this thing, they do this thing, but generally what ends up is doing just a guided navigation and nothing. If the user ends up that particular thing, there won't be any such user onboarding or any support within the application. But we have a guided product tool that is aligned with the digital user onboarding, like a modern digital onboarding technology that include the like a contextual guidance, that include a video-based, examples-based user onboarding activities. And also we have a real-time in-app support also that improve the feature adoption or the user feature adoption rate. Here are a few offerings that we want to put into PitchGround. So we generally these are the 3 plans that is starting from a $49 like a lifetime deal, where it'll get a 5K user onboarding, active user onboarding per month with the 2 account manager seat, and also $99 per month with the 10K active onboarding per month with 4 account manager seat. And also we have 249 with the 30K active onboarding per month with 8 account manager seat. So this is something like I'll tell you what the account manager seat really and when it matters. Even though there are a lot of live chat softwares are available, generally the problem when I'm using a live chat software within an application is I just need to tell the whole story again and again to a customer success team where I'm facing the issue and how, so that's actually how causing a big problem. And these are a few offering, and I'm looking forward to deliver more support as well. We a platform is generally we usually generally do the entire thing, including the product training activities and support within the application, not outside the application. So anytime if you guys are signing up with to Dashfrugal, so definitely there someone to be there in the platform to support you guys all the day, all the night. Whenever you need a support, just click. We have an option to get the support from the customer success team. We're a 1 click away. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was awesome, and thank you for taking us through all that. I really, I love how you really broke down how the traditional methods were for onboarding and what kind of happens, what are the problems with it, and when you digitalize the entire system, how it can really help you grow. And we've already got questions coming in as well, so I know we're gonna go through a product tour, but just in case he's looking to know,
sure.
It says Facebook user, so I'm not able to see who it is, but basically, is the onboarding experience only available within the app, or can I build a guide that takes users to multiple different web pages? So and explains each step so they can move around, to different web pages and they can accomplish a specific task. Would you be able to?
That's actually a good question. So what happened is we app when I'm thinking about, so actually a desktop or a web application based actually initially, and yes, you can. So each and every step. So generally, contextual guidance or the tooltip navigation is what really that's available in the market. It's actually more popular as well. But what we does is, so we combine the contextual guidance along with a step-by-step explanation. On each step, we give a certain explanation. You can create, you can tell the user, with a contextual guidance that, these are the steps what you need to do before starting with something else. So I can explain, you can explain. The user could explain on each and every step what the user need to do, And also they can deliver some examples as well, like some video examples that helps the user to to understand each and every step. So time being, so we are actually on a single domain base, but you can deploy it on multiple subdomains. And also we are actually being, so we got some, they're in the market for the last, I mean, like an year, and we got an enormous request from a few of users that they need to be on a multiple domains. Maybe there are some agencies like actually managing a multiple products, and also we got a request that they require it on a multiple domains as well. So yes, of course it can be on multiple different web pages, and also even though it's on the multiple domains as well.
Okay, awesome. And I think we're going to be able to see a little bit of this in action as well, so it'll make a lot more sense. Rahul, we would love to see the actual tool in action. So
Sure.
I'm going to let you share your screen.
Yeah.
Yep, and over to you. So you can take us through
Yeah, sure.
how the tool works. Yeah.
Sure. So let's say this is an account which is actually been set up for a demo purpose, and this has actually been done a lot of user onboarding activities. What I mean is actually we set up the user onboarding activities in this application, and the first load, what me as a software provider, what I can deliver to my software user is like starting from a welcome video. From that point itself, you can do the entire thing. Like that's what I'm saying about, we're actually a centralized platform. Maybe within the widget, within the screen, I can set a welcome video from a CEO. We have an option to welcome the user with a welcome video, and also from that particular point, the user can click on the get started tool, which generally started like how it looked like. This is actually widget based. So if you look into many other user onboarding tools, that's actually starting with somewhere like some button. They usually some next tab is actually between like a traditional method, but we entirely transform the way like where the user need to get started. So we have a like a widget where the user onboarding activities starts and ends up within a widget. So I would say like maybe I'll tell you one of a key advantage of using a widget oriented user onboarding is we enhances the user to learn it from scratch, and also we help business to understand where the users are. So it helps it include a checklist to understand where the users are. It shows the user where the users reach. So that's how it's starting with. So in the first load, it looked like from it start from a 0% overall onboarding, and time being it's reached to 88% of the overall onboarding, and entire process is finished. So let's say if one of the users signed up with Dashfrugal, so we do this, or this widget do the user onboarding activities with their first visually something like a 0% user onboarding activities. And these are the three major tasks as someone who signed up with Dashfrugal need to manage, like creating the milestone, adding a milestone to their onboarding flow, integrating, and setting up the visual guidance. So depending upon your software, let's say you signed up for Dashfrugal to set up this widget or this user onboarding based around your product. So let's say imagine you're offering a CRM software or a live chat software. So maybe based on your software features, these all onboarding essential activities will be changed, because maybe in my system I have a 3 or 4 major tasks the user need to complete, but when it comes to your system, that might be 4, or that might be 5, or that might be 1 or 2 only, maybe based upon the the process where the user need to take place within the application. So when it comes to Dashfrugal, like an user who signed up for Dashfrugal need to manage these 4 major tasks. So let's get starting from creating the milestone. So initially this will be 0. Pardon me that I haven't started from an account which is in the 0%, but I'm sorry for that. But still I would say I can explain somewhere like a 0%, or it start from a 0% onboarding, and it won't be like a completed button. So when I'm clicking on this particular, again what I did is I divided my major task into 6 subtasks. So that's actually generally most of the the user onboarding lacks. They're generally starting from a scratch and ending with something. But generally what we do is we define major tasks. Again, we subdivided that into 5 or 6. Depending upon your software, you could divide this into 5 or 6 or 10 major steps. So if I look into this, so this is actually the major first step. This is actually how we get things starting. some contextually, I'll tell my user that this thing, hi, before going to start, you have these things to manage, like click on this. I mean, just some contextual welcome screen information to the user. And this is the first step a user need to complete. Go to menu, manage milestone, the first step. So what the user can do is, reading the same thing like contextually, go to menu, manage milestone. I can definitely go to this is the menu, and managing the milestone. I can go to that particular window, and I can do that particular task. Again, enter the milestone title, enter the information. So depending upon the information which I need to do, I can enter that, and I can read. And once I'm doing this, once I'm completing this, I just need to tell that yes, I completed by giving that particular done button, by clicking the particular button, because that helps the business to understand, as also that helps the user to make sure that like it's like a checklist. So whenever I'm completing that particular step, I just need to note down that yes, I completed that particular step. So this is actually the first step, or the first method that help the software, help the software users to adopt the software features, like which we call generally contextual guidance. And the second thing which we have is like a regular contextual guidance, or we've got the guided product tool or tooltip navigation. So I can click a button, navigation will help the software to on a particular step, and most of the tools that ends up with next, and when the user clicking this as well, it won't save. What happen is, we make sure that the user is giving such information without proceeding that. It's usually the user, the user will like a rocket, if press from the start and they ends up with something. But definitely maybe we couldn't understand whether the user done that, or that particular step, or adopted that particular feature. So this is actually our second step, which we call like a walk me through, that helps the user to use some tooltip navigation within the application. And that's the second one. And as I'm not stopping with that, I have a third one, like an example based user onboarding. So I can add some YouTube videos or Vimeo videos on the platform, that I can showcase some recorded video in the application that shows the user to do that particular step without going outside. Usually, people do the same thing, creating a knowledge base, and that navigate the user outside their software. Right? If the user is navigated outside a software, that generally ends up with they're distracted, and they generally ends up with not doing anything. So we want to make sure that user is getting that knowledge base within the applications as well. So this is a third step that helps, that improve the feature adoption. And finally, imagine still the user require a lot of assistance. Let's say entering a milestone, it's super easy, but still I would say some users require some help from a customer success team. So what the user can do is, they can send some custom messages to a customer success manager, or they can customize their message according to their need. So once they're sending that particular message, we have a section called like a customer success manager portal, where I can respond to customer's question or the user question within this application. So this is actually current request I got, like I'm confused on the task instruction, entering the milestone. So as a customer success manager, I can respond to my user within the application. So that helps. I'm sorry. So that helped me to get the users. It converted into a a chat kind of a window. Once I'm ending this particular chat, I can rate my customer success manager by giving such review for the particular customer success manager. So this is actually one of the the third, like the method that helps the feature adoption. So of course, that is there are 4 steps that creating or helping the end user to understand the software from scratch. And also we have options to understand the user progress. Thinking from this, actually time being, what I did is I explained the product in the user perspective. So again, changing into a business perspective. So what are the things which I can do within the application? So I can see some essential informations, the whole user onboarded through my platform. The total users, total help requests created, all this data. And also I have an option called the onboarding user, which shows me a particular user account, when they completed their user onboarding journey, like some information, like when they created such a user onboarding journey, and it shows the user progress within the application. So if you look into this, I'll share some information like this particular account that's completed 88% of user onboarding, and I created this much task instruction, or I would say in-app product support. So I can see the data when the user created last time and the login to the platform last time, how many requests received, and also the task which I completed. These are the tasks which is completed, and all the pending which I have some integration step. So I can see that particular the pending thing from a user side, and also this is actually an admin account. And also if you look into this particular account which I call as a customer success manager, this actually I'm demonstrating on my live atmosphere. So you can see a few of my live users who's in the application, and I can respond to that particular users as well. I can understand the users footstep, where the users are, and what are all the information. Like you can see here a footstep, the entire footstep. And also you can this actually has some cool method that imagine this user is online in the application, but if the user is not doing any such activities, can give some wave to that particular user. You can give some custom messages to keep the user awake, like either you require any kind of a assistance within the application. So this is creating a super cool, making the users more engaged within the application. So this is something, a second feature that I just want to introduce you, like which we call the customer success portal. So depending upon the feature that the plan which we have in the in PG, you guys will get minimum from 2 to 8 account manager seat, depending upon the plan which you guys are choosing. And also on this, you can see the pending requests, which is and each and every customer success manager received on a particular day on a particular account. So that's it. So because I just don't want to introduce you a lot of features, because we are a product that creates to help you guys to simplify your software features. So we does not have any more super cool features, but we just have some very useful thing that helps you guys to improve your Swift software feature adoption, that helps you to, if you onboarded your product, definitely using Dashfrugal. So I can assure you, so because the previous data which shows that we have reduced a 60% of the time, we cut a 60% of product training cost to our the users which using our platform. So it reduces a lot of time that usually customer success managers spend, because they're giving a contextual guidance and support entire thing, and whenever only require a particular support, the user will reach out to the customer success team whenever they require a support. So that's super cool, easy. And also I just want to, before completing the presentation, I just want a quick steps which we call like a widget customization, that helps how to customize your screen, starting from the uploading the logo, giving some welcome messages, and also you can decide whether it require on the bottom right side or bottom left side. And also it can be implemented on the platform using some API code, because usually most of the time user onboarding softwares are widget based, but what we differ is we are an API based as product, where you can copy this particular code once you completed this, and also you can define where you need this this widget need to be there on a particular website URL, or if you require an entire page, you can define that entire depending upon your needs. That is from my side, and I'm open to questions. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, that was awesome, and thank you so much for going in there nonstop and showing us exactly how to use Dashfrugal. Absolutely love the tool. I'm really curious to know, everybody who's tuned in right now, how many of you guys are SaaS founders, or you guys have a product-based company? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to know. Because I think it's so important that when you try out that free trial, it's so important to be able to convert that free trial user into a successful customer that has successfully onboarded, and you don't lose them at that free trial stage, which happens a lot. So Guys, I want to see those comments in. How many of you guys are SaaS founders? Let me know in the comments below. And one of you guys can probably walk away with a free review code of Dashfrugal by the end of this webinar. So drop some comments in. We want to see, let me know if you're a SaaS founder. And if you want a free review code, here's a chance. All you have to do is drop in Dashfrugal in the comments below, and one of you guys are going to walk away with it. Um, Coming back to, how Dashfrugal really loves, I really love how it completely helps you deliver digital in-app product training, and it has different, it completely guides your users within the app, helping them to take action, redirecting them. And what I also love is that you guys are providing real-time in-app support. And
Exactly.
Rahul, I think you mentioned that you can also build video tours, and other content which can be seen through the Dash Frugal pop-up, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
Awesome,
The
awesome.
user,
So
I mean, just clarifying, the user couldn't create a video, but what they can do is they can just host a video over the YouTube, and they can just a link and keep, I mean, copy paste on based on the steps. So let's say the major task is divided into 5 or 6 subtasks, and also on each subtask they can define a video. And most of the times that happen is outside the application, and that creates some, the user need to show entire thing. So here what happens is the user can view the video depending upon that particular step. So that helps the user to create that confusion within the application.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think you've taken us through the three plans that are there currently on the PitchGround community. So you can basically get started at just $49, which basically what you're looking for is how many active users are you looking for per month, and how many manager seats do you want. So we're starting at a $49 plan with 5,000 active onboarding and 2 seats. We've got a $97 plan with 10,000 active onboardings per month and 4 seats. And we've got a 145 pro plan with 20,000 active onboarding per month and 8 account manager seats. Guys, if you have any questions, you can let us know right now, and we have Rahul with us who's gonna answer all your questions. And if it's after this, you can always drop it down in the comments below. We do have a few questions which have come in. Rahul, can you tell us a little bit about what can we expect in terms of the roadmap? How are you guys planning? What are you guys looking forward to, as we move ahead with this tool?
So it's super cool, an exciting journey so far, but still we're not stopping with this. A lot of things are coming under some exciting things like that will be launched very soon. And one of the things I couldn't, break the suspense, but still I would say a key thing is actually under radar is actually like use cases. You could create multiple use cases if you have multiple softwares. Just create one plan, deploy it on multiple domains. It's actually one of the key thing. And also it can be like if you're using, so time being, like we run on our own live chat systems. And if you guys have already signed up with Intercom, if you have been already within the Crisp or maybe multiple live chat softwares, you can integrate that thing with a Dashfrugal platform. And also the key thing, interesting thing, a multilingual. Like if you see this my platform, that is actually been contextually driven as only in native and English only. So what we does is we're actually developing the same thing over multiple languages, including French, Spanish, and German. So thereafter, they can create based on their user need. They can create that content based on their location. So that's actually one of the key thing in under the roadmap. So still a lot of things are under pending. So gradually we are moving from one to other. I mean, one feature to other.
Absolutely. And can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about how is Dashfrugal different from the competitors? What would you say is really makes you guys different? What is some of your favorite things about your tool?
A super cool thing, most of the time while I'm demonstrating, or while one of the user and as a user signing up with my product, the key thing, or the most interesting thing my users love is actually the contextual I mean that widget based user onboarding, that never you couldn't see anywhere. That maybe if you look into some another tooltip navigation tool that they have, even though they have a widget that's only for to understand to just only for the checklist base only. But what we different is in terms of that widget is actually been working as a fundamental thing in the user onboarding, where it start the user onboarding on that widget and end the user onboarding in the widget. And whenever the user is completing the 100% process, the widget actually start the user onboarding on that widget, and whenever the user is
Hey, Rahul, I think we lost you for a second.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. So what happened is like that's actually one of the thing that cool super feature, that widget based user onboarding tool, and also the in-app support. Like I mean the user onboarding journey, when I'm clicking or when I'm doing a like a tooltip navigation, usually I won't get a support. What I need to do is I need to pause, I need to talk to the customer success team within the application. But what we do is, even though if you have some confusion, if you need an assistant within the application, can talk to my customer success team with just a one click away, and you couldn't see anywhere that particular feature which we call the in-app product support.
Absolutely. Awesome. So I think with that, we've kind of gone through everything. Guys, this is your chance to grab this tool to help you drive your customer adoption on your SaaS or your tool, and it's there available on a lifetime deal at PitchGround. So do not lose out on your opportunity to grab this deal. If you guys are a SaaS founder and you're looking to onboard and engage new customers, if you're looking to drive feature adoption faster and easier, and to offer real-time dashboard support, reduce your churn rate, increase retention, and help onboard and engage new customers. You guys do not want to let this one go. If you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments. We'll get back to you guys. And we have the team at Dashfrugal who's going to reach out and answer all your questions. And Rahul, if anybody wants to reach out to you guys directly, how can they do that?
Either they can reach us to us within the application, they can use the in-app support. But if they require a direct email assistant, they can reach out to me directly on rahul@dashfrugal.com, and also support@dashfrugal.com is available 24/7.
Okay. Awesome. Guys, I hope you guys love this webinar, and keep the engagement coming in. Share your questions, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you so much all for joining in today.
Thank you.
And again,
have a good
yeah,
evening.
wishing everybody a very happy Holi and a wonderful day. See you guys next
Thank
time,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.